Hello, how you doing? This is Urine Lashante Johnson. This all up in it, installments number 499. This will be tape 27 of this because everything trying to mess up today. And today it's hard to find good help in the entertainment business. But today I would like to send a shout out to my girl Stephanie Danielle Gardner. If you watch it, hello, how you doing? Stephanie is my big sister and my friend, and I would just like to say hello and peace. Holla at your girl. Today's episode be called All Up in Literature. For y'all who don't know, literature means books, and books is what you read. They be like a little thing with literacy in America about some people don't know how to read, but today I'm gonna show you how it's done. Literature is also a class that you take in college, and I know some of y'all go to college, and I go to school. This book is one that had been written a long time ago by a real old white man named Henry David Thoreau. And this book is called Walden and Other Writings by Henry David Thoreau. And today I'm going to read you one of those other writings. It's called Complemental Verses. The Pretensions of Poverty. If y'all don't know what poverty is, that's when you live in the projects and you have to eat with cheese. Thou dost presume too much, poor needy wretch, to claim a station in the firmament, because thy humble cottage and thy rub nurses some lazy pedantic virtue in the cheap sunshine of thy shady springs with roots and pot herbs. Y'all know what pot herbs is. That's marijuana, hooch, Mary Jane, a little bit of weed. Where thy right hand tearing those humane passions from the mind upon whose stocks fair blooming virtues flourish, degradeth nature in beneficence, and gargle like turns active mental sterns. We not require the dull society of your necessitated temperaments, of the unnatural stupidity that knows nor joy nor sorrow, nor your furred, falsely exalted past of fertilitude. Above the active, this low abject brood that fix they seats in mid mediocrity become your sterile, servile mass, but we advance such virtues only to admit excess. Brave, bounteous acts, regal magnificence, all-seeing prudence, magnanimity, which antiquity hath left no name, but patterns only such as Hercules, Achilles, and Theseus. But I remember Hercules, he was on that Eddie Murphy movie, Hercules. Achilles and Theseus bear to thy low cell, and when there has seized the new enlightened sphere, study to know that there's worthies were. Cadence. That's a good story by Henry David Thoreau. Let's see if there's anything else in here that we need to read so that you can get a taste of real literature. I don't want to read too much because it's a lot to say. Look for some shirts. I can't find nothing real shirt. Maybe we'll read some poetry or a joke book one day. But then, I don't know. Winter animals. Let's read about that fermented. When the pounds were further frozen and the further not only knew to shed the rest of many points and the new views from their surfaces of familiar landscapes around them. When I crossed Flint's Pine, after it was covered with snow, though I had often patted about and skated over it, it was unexpectedly wild. It's so strange that I think of nothing but Baffins Bay. The Lincoln Hills rose up around to the extremity of the snowy plain, in which I did not remember to have stood before, and the fishermen in the indeterminable distance over the ice, moving slowly about with their wolfish dogs past facilities of Eskimo, that's them people that lives in the igloos in misty weather loomed by fabulous creatures, and I did not know whether they was giants or pygmies. A pygmy, them little short people that run around in the outback of Australia. See, I had told you I went to school. This show is truly educational. In Goose Pine, which lay in my way, a colony of muskrats where it raised their cabins high above the ice, though none could be seen abroad when I crossed it. Wild and be like the rest, usually bare of snow, the only shallow or interrupted drifts on it was my yard, where I would walk freely when the snow was nearly 2 feet deep. On the level elsewhere in the villages were confined to their streets. There, far from the village street, and except at very long intervals from the jingle of the sleigh bells, I slid and skated in the vast moose yard, well trodden, overhung by oak woods and silent pines, bent there with snow and bristly icicles. Y'all keeping up with this? You can read along with me in your books. For sails in winter nights and often on winter days, I heard a forlorn and melodious note of the hooting owl indefinitely far, which sound as the frozen earth would yield in a struck suitable plectrum of the lingua vernacular of Walden Woods. It quite familiar to me at last, though I had never seen the bird while it were making it. I seldom opened my door to the winter evening to hearing it hoo, 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 suddenly sounded stertorous. In the first 3 syllables, accented somewhat like "How do you do?" or sometimes "Hoo, hoo" only. One night in the beginning of the winter, when the pine froze over about 9 o'clock, I was startled by a loud honking of a goose. Stepping to the door, I heard the sound of the wings like the tempests in the woods that flew low over my house. They had passed over the pine to a fair heaven, seemingly deterred from the settling by light, their commodore honking all the while with a regular beat. Suddenly, an unmistakable cat owl from very near me with the most harsh and tremendous voice I ever heard from any inhabitant of the woods responded at regular grace. This intruder from Hudson's Bay, by exhibiting a greater compass of volume, voice, and a native of boo-hoo, him out the Concord horizon. What do you mean by alarming the citadel at this time of night consecrated to me? Do you think I'm ever caught napping at such an hour, and do I have not got lungs and a larynx as well as yourself? Boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. It was one of the most thrilling discourses I had ever heard, and yet if you had a discriminating ear, there was the elements of a concord such as these plains never saw nor heard. This book made me feel so smart. I'm gonna have to do some merit reading one day. I'm gonna just read this book now, try to get a little bit more educated from my literature. But I would encourage you to go to your local library, check your bookshelf, or go to your friend's house, read some Dr. Seuss or some, Terry, what's her name, wrote how Stella had got her groove back or something. Anything, just get you a book and read. And let's read across America. That would be a good campaign to do. Read across America, learn your ABCs. Okay then, well y'all have a lovely evening. I'm gonna read and then go to see my children. Okay, love you, how you doing, and good night.